Episode of the Neighborhood News and the Fox 411 brought to you by the Sarasota County Public Health. You can check it out at cghealth.com. In this morning, we have a couple of ladies to talk about. Well, what are we talking about?
Leadership North Iowa.
So tell us about Leadership North Iowa. What's this all about?
Yeah, Leadership North Iowa is a program done through the Mason City Chamber here. We are, well, I should say the Chamber is in its 42nd year of doing this Leadership North Iowa program. And its goals are to kind of establish connections with up-and-coming leaders, to expose up-and-coming leaders within businesses, just showing them all the wonderful things that we have here in the North Iowa area, connecting them to other businesses, organizations, helping them see all the different ways they can be involved in community betterment, and just being involved in your community, whether it's an aspect that you're comfortable in or it's totally outside your niche area, but getting people from different works of jobs, really,
Sure.
getting them exposed to the different things that other businesses are doing and promoting. It really helps us generate power kind of as a North Iowa group towards economic development, economic betterment, community betterment. All those things happen with Leadership North Iowa.
So how can somebody get involved in it?
Application process. Yes. So I could be totally wrong, but I think around the new year, every year, there's applications sent out. If you subscribe to the Chamber newsletter, I know they do kind of an email blast all the time when that application opens up. And the application is something that sometimes maybe your building supervisor will ask you to apply for, check out. But again, it's a win for local businesses to have a representative in the program, but it's also a win for an individual who is just looking to better themselves, connect themselves with leaders in North Iowa who want to do some good.
Yeah. Faith, how did you get involved in it?
Well, Jamie had approached me to see if I was interested in this Leadership North Iowa class. And I'm like, yeah, sure. So I filled out the application. They sent it in. Well, actually, Jamie had filled one out on my behalf and kind of made it funny. And they're reading it all. And all of a sudden they're like, oh, no. So I just sent my own in. But, and it just kind of asked you what your participation has been previously in the community and what you would like to see changed and sustained in the community. So, and then I'm assuming they just went through the applications and decided who was a good fit.
One more, so we'll let Faith in.
Yeah, let's let Faith in. We're not sure. Just last chance here.
You're right. Brittany, how long have you been involved?
This is just my first year. So
you two are newbies.
We're newbies, yes. So
great.
This is I should explain. This Leadership North Iowa is a cohort through the Mason City Chamber. And every year they have a new cohort that runs from January through May. So it's a 16-week kind of course that you're taking through the chamber. And every week we are touring, whether it's manufacturing, we're sitting with local leaders, talking about civil engagement, all sorts of different opportunities and people put in front of us to show the different avenues in many ways that you can be involved in your community. But again, it's a 16-week kind of class. And your cohort, like I said, is made up of those applicants who are selected by chamber officials.
Yeah, so. And it's not just in Mason City. It's Clear Lake, Sheffield. We have our group is from all over the North Iowa area.
Any interesting things that you've seen then when you've gone around and visited different places?
My favorite was probably when we toured McKesson. Like I knew basically what they did, but when they took us in there and I was so overwhelmed at how large the place was and how automated everything was. And it was just amazing to me because I had really no idea. I just was like, oh, they package pharmaceuticals, but it was just amazing. And how good they are to their employees was quite outstanding. So
Brittany, what have you found?
My favorite part has been what we're here to talk with you about today, our Leadership North Iowa kind of service project.
Mhm.
One of my favorite things that I've experienced so far is that none of us in this group of 25 people come from the same background. None of us come from the same industry, but we are all working together for one goal. And we're going to talk with you a little bit about that here. But to watch all these different people from different industries come together to work together for this greater good is like the dream of North Iowa, right? If we could all come together and work hard towards one goal to continue to sustain this wonderful community we live in, we get to see that on a much smaller scale within our group. But that's been one of my favorite parts, just to see different leaders with different niche areas, come to the top and say, oh, this is my strong suit. Let me help the group with this and kind of run with it. So
Sure. So what do you got then? How in depth do you want to get here?
Well, we are doing a project called Pack the Care Closet, and it is for the Mason City High School JAMS, which is John Adams Middle School, and for the alternative high school.
Okay.
And we are trying to get donations and sustain this care closet, which will be like essential care items and hygiene items for the students. Like some kids are not as, what's the word?
What's the word?
Yep, I'm lost. Not everybody has the same opportunity or given the same thing. Like some people are less fortunate than others.
Sure.
So stuff like toothpaste, toothbrushes, feminine hygiene items, socks, just things that they can't get on the regular basis like
Mhm.
everyone else can. And maybe they're afraid to ask for them. So it would be kind of a closet that has all these items in it that you can just, hey, go up to your teacher and be like, hey, I need socks.
Mhm.
I don't have the money to go get them. My parents don't have the money. So these things would be readily available in these care closets for all these students. And what we want to do is kind of bring awareness to the communities that there is a need for this stuff. Other than just food, there is a need for personal items as well. I guess they would like to get washers and dryers for the schools
Oh, okay.
because some kids do not have laundry service available to them at home.
You talking like big commercialized type laundry or just regular at home?
I'm not quite
We're
sure
not
what their
sure.
goal. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
But we can have a monetary donation, but
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
I mean, we are wondering, or excuse me, we want to take donations, whether it be monetary or just actual items like socks, underwear, feminine hygiene products, deodorant, stuff like that.
so where do people drop it off at then?
Well,
Or is there a list somewhere on a website or Facebook?
Yep. So you can go to the chamber, and the chamber's website will have a link to a flyer that we've created.
Oh, okay.
We also have flyers that some of you may be solicited by our Leadership North Iowa cohort members coming around to local businesses, handing out the flyer, talking about kind of packing the care closet. On the flyer, there's donation items listed on there. So you can just look and say, okay, I think we can provide XYZ. The location drop-offs through, I think, the 19th, April 19th, I think we can take things to the Mason City Chamber. One of the, 30,000 foot goals would be that this is something that's sustained long after this cohort that Faith and I are currently in go away, is that it sustains itself. So, we do Toys for Tot drives, and that's an annual thing. We would
Mhm.
love for this care closet drive to be something that businesses do annually, much like a Toys for Tot drive. We know that the need for students is not what it used to be. There's just a huge need for kind of those things that you and I might take for granted every day. Like we open our vanity, and we have toothbrush, we have toothpaste, we hop in the shower, we have shampoo readily available.
Makeup.
Yeah, makeup.
Yes.
That's
uh,
already
yes,
readily
yes.
available.
But you know, a lot of times at school, you talk about, you know, the hierarchy of needs, right? You're not going to pay attention in school. Maybe if you're self-conscious about the fact, well, I didn't have deodorant, I didn't brush my teeth, or maybe your need is, well, I didn't have breakfast. How am I supposed to focus while I'm at school, right? So
Sure.
meeting those basic needs and that foundational need for students will help them while they're in the classroom, which is inevitably what we want to have these students come back and be members of Working North Iowa, right? So if we can provide those basic needs to help them be a little more active in school, willing to participate, I think this is a great, great thing for our local businesses to kind of get involved in. So we're excited about it.
So if they want to, they have any questions, then they can just contact the chamber and they'll be able to direct them in the way that they need to.
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
Anything else you ladies got?
These will, if you want to give a monetary donation,
Okay.
it can be made out to the Mason City Chamber and is tax deductible as well. And after the 19th, we would suggest that you get in contact with the schools to see where you can drop the items off at.
Oh, okay. Whether
Right.
it be right there at the school or
Right.
somewhere.
Right.
So, okay. Well, excellent. Again, the website is for people to go check out.
Go to the Chamber's Facebook page, and there should be a link on there with the flyer. And then, like I said, different members of this year's current Leadership North Iowa cohort will be coming around with flyers. Or if you don't see one of us coming to your business and you hear like, hey, this is something I think would be wonderful, contact Allison at the Chamber and she'll get you connected with one of us, or she'll be able to help you out as well.
Are you going around town and putting these flyers on cars?
If it was nicer out, we might
Yes.
think about it.
Yeah, if it wasn't snowing on
Yeah.
April 2nd, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, excellent. Well, the part of the neighborhood news in the Fox 411, it is the neighborhood news brought to you by CG Public Health and cgpublichealth.com. Ladies, Faith, Brittany, thank you so much for coming in today.
Yeah, thank you, Jay.
Thank you, Jay.